What's up, guys? Tonight I am going to give you your last engine video. I know you guys are sick of seeing it, so I'm gonna wrap it all up in one video and get it done, and then from there we're gonna move on to the wiring, which is gonna be a jolly good time. But I'm excited for it. I like wiring, so that's gonna be cool. Got to combine small pieces of the factory harness in with our new LS truck harness, and that's going to be a great time. No sarcasm, I enjoy wiring. Alright, so our jobs for getting the motor wrapped up is I'm going to get this, I forget what they call this, oil passover or something like that. I realized that I forgot it before I put the intake on. So I'm going to clean it up. Get the intake back off, put it on. Oh, I need to clean the bolts up for it too. Put it on, and that'll be done for the last time. I noticed that I had a little surface rust over here, and for some reason I didn't think that this would rust like it did. I don't know why. I'm an idiot, I guess. Paint those up and get those looking good, because I don't want to have rust in the bay with all this other stuff. And then we will get these coil harnesses rewrapped with some new Tessa tape so they look clean. Get those mounted onto our coil brackets with the new bolts that I picked up. There's water pump bolts. And then finally we'll get the water pump put on, and that shiny baby is right there. And that is going to be it, I think. That's going to be all I'm going to do on the motor until we actually jab it in. So enjoy. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to take Dad's advice. He was like, why are you cutting that shit off? Just go over it. You know, while it would make it a little slimmer if I cut all this off, he does have a point. That's kind of getting like too meticulous. So he had a point, and it saves time. So we started here. And then I was like, oh yeah, I got to record it. So I'm going to set this tripod up right here so y'all can kind of see what we're doing and some of my logic on how I'm going to be doing this. But it's pretty straightforward. Just rewrap what you already got there and try not to make it super tacky. And then we'll get this side wrapped up, and then that'll get us to a point where we can go ahead and bolt them down on the brackets. But I'm going to get you guys set up on the tripod so you can see what's going on. Torque this thing back down. make sure we use the sequence. And it's 89 inch-pounds, but when you're a redneck like me, you don't have an inch-pound, you only have a foot-pound. You do the math, and that came out to like 7.5 foot-pounds. So, set this big turd to 7.5 foot-pounds. Last one. Alright. Got that dealt with again. Man, it's getting late on me. Alright, so I got the intake manifold set back up there. Got it all torqued back down. I actually, I had made a mistake when I said this was an oil crossover pipe. I didn't know what it was. I assumed oil because it's so dirty on the inside. It's actually a steamport. So from what I understand, this has coolant going through it, which is kind of worrisome because it had some really not good looking stuff inside of it. So I don't know. I blew it out a little bit, so should be okay. Got the new gaskets on all of them. Tighten those down. Like I said, the intake manifolds tightened back down. Pop's got these set back on there, the coils onto the actual brackets, and they look pretty solid. I'm so glad that we rewrapped this wire because it looks pretty official. I got this other one right here. Easy peasy. I'm running out of time. It's getting late on me and I don't really want to stay up all night. So the next thing I'm going to get to is getting these brackets actually sat down on the valve covers and getting those bolted in. And then after I get that done, I'm going to go ahead and scuff these and get the heads taped up, get this valley cover taped up right here, and just get this shot with a little bit of orange paint so we can get the rust dealt with. And it's still kind of warm in here. It's cooled off a lot since it got dark, but I'm hoping that it's just warm enough that it'll tack up enough for me to go ahead and fulfill what I said I was going to do and get the water pump on there. And then let me check my list. See, I called it oil crossover. It's actually steamport. They call that the steamport. And then we got that wrapped. Yeah, so water pump and paint's all I got left. So I'm going to put you back on the tripod and I'm going to try to hustle and get this done. It's 10:43 right now, so I got to get after it. And from what I understand, you can't get these brackets backwards. And I looked and looked and looked and put them back and forth between each side. I couldn't see a difference. They're literally identical. The only thing I did that makes me feel like it's right and not wrong is that there's some like serial number printing on each one of these brackets, and I just made sure that read right way up and it wasn't upside down. So that makes me think that it should be right, but we'll see. It's probably not. It's probably backwards. I probably have these in the complete wrong spot, but we'll see. Oh yeah, baby, them ain't going nowhere. Harness still got some wiggle room, didn't pinch it. I think we're in business. Let's get the other side knocked out. Wonder if we stuck this one backwards. No? That's good. When I said backwards, I meant the harness has like some pins in it to pin itself to this bracket. And we weren't sure on a couple of them when we retaped it. A couple of them were real loose and fell off, these little tabs. So we kind of guessed where we thought they were supposed to be, and they did all seem to line back up on their holes, so I think we're okay. And the reason that these are like fighting, like right there, there's like some kind of thread locker that came on the bolts, and then also when we painted these valve covers, I shot paint all down the threads, so the threads are super dirty. The main thing to make sure you're not cross-threading them is just start them by finger, and once you've got like a couple good rotations in there, you can go ahead and zap it down with this. You're not going to hurt nothing. But in saying you're not going to hurt nothing, proceed at your own risk. I'm not responsible for you snapping bolts, because you probably will if I say you're good, send it. So, all right, we got that done. This tape really sucks, guys. This is like the most non-sticky tape I've ever dealt with, but it's all I got left, so gonna have to make it work. I think that's fine for what we're doing. I'm gonna get some Scotch-Brite. Yeah, there we go. Cleaning it right off. Here we go. Yeah, that's good. That'll work. Let's get these two. I don't know why I didn't paint these to begin with. I think it's because I had tape laying over that when I was doing the head surface. Or actually, I know on this side, I thought for some reason, even though this is stamped right here, so that should have been the dead giveaway, I thought that the head went flush right here, but it obviously doesn't. So here we are. I'm going to get the wheel out for this surface. A whole lot easier. Yeah, not too bad. Not being too particular here because water pump's going to cover most of this up. But I want to make sure that I don't leave anything raw steel, so make sure we do a quality job while we're here. Alright, let's run. Damn. Damn, that ran like a motherfucker right there. Oh, and it got right here too. Fuck. Damn it, Bobby. Just covering this up now because I don't want primer everywhere, but I'll shoot it all again with the orange. When I get the orange, I'll pull this tape back. Kind of sucks, dude. These cans, like, they spray out like super wet. Like you can't dust it or anything. Makes you not want to use it almost. And like I said, I don't care if orange gets down here, so, because I need to cover this primer up anyways. I just don't want any of the orange and shit on the heads. I want the side of the heads clean. Even though accessories will cover up most of this, I still don't, I don't want it that tacky, you know what I'm saying? It ain't perfect, but it ain't trash either. Give it all a fresh coat. And no, I didn't wipe any of this down. And yeah, there's some dust on all this, but like I said, kids. Prep is pretty important. But you'd be surprised what you can get away with. Dang, dude, it looks like glass on that clean metal. It's awesome. And for all y'all wondering, I was advised by many people that getting paint and a little bit of dust here and there down these holes isn't that big of a deal at all. Because the paint especially will dry. Water's not really corrosive enough to eat that paint away, and if it does, it'll do it in such a slow manner that it will dilute into the coolant. which with this truck being the cruiser that it is, I got a little bit of orange paint up here. That's fine, it'll come off. This being the cruiser that's going to be, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to make sure I do the break-in oil, just because I don't know how rough this motor got beat before. I don't know how long it sat really, so I'm probably going to only do like, man, maybe 250, 500 miles, if that, mainly for the cam break-in, and then just to get, you know, the juices flowing back through this block, change it, and then gonna have pretty much a whole new coolant system, new water pump, new radiator, new hoses, and all that. So that should be pretty fresh. I'll still probably flush it because coolant's super cheap, so I'll probably still flush that. I'll probably change it about the same amount of time that I change the coolant or the oil. That way, anything that's trapped inside this block that's been in there for a while. Plus, if you remember when we drained the coolant, it was pretty yucky. So make sure I pump all that nasty crap out of the block and don't destroy the new radiator and new water pump. And we should have a pretty healthy setup to have a pretty reliable, long-lasting engine. Alright, here we go. Got my gaskets on here. Played with the gaskets for a minute. I didn't see a way that they could or couldn't be backwards. So just gonna go for it here. These threads are probably pretty dirty from all the paint and all that. Well, that one was decent. This one's not. Well, those threads are way dirty on that one. There they go. There's my ratchet. Just gonna get these all snugged up. Make sure those gaskets are seated the right way. It's crazy how this silver almost perfectly matches. It's like Billy knew. Okay, all those are snug. I need to Google my torque spec right quick. I'm not 100% sure on that. Alright, so I'm seeing 11 foot-pounds on the first pass. And then 22 foot-pounds on the second pass. I didn't see a sequence anywhere online, so I'm just gonna Just gonna go for it. Bump it up to 22. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That one's stripped. I've never heard it click. Damn. Ain't that a bitch? That's frustrating. Man. Damn, dude. I have one old bolt. I wonder if the bolt stripped or if the block stripped. Because I want to say... man, I can't remember. I don't think this was the hole where we had the broken bolt. I think it was this hole. It didn't break, it just stripped. Let's slide this baby out and see. Oh, the bolt strip. Check that out. Complete mush. Complete mush. Damn. I kept the old bolts and well, looks like this one was stripped a little bit on the bottom. This one looks clean, so I think this is the one we're gonna go with. I see a little gunk in there, so I'm gonna take the brush and brush it out first. I can't believe that. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that when I'm editing, if I clicked that or not. I didn't hear that click in person, so I must have and the factory bolts are 10mm. I remember that now. That's funny, man. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the edit and see if I noticed the click or not. Yeah, that's snug. Alright, put this on the torque wrench. I'm just gonna go straight to 22. Let's see what happens. No, it's the block. I just felt it. It got real soft. Damn. Or did it? I think this was our bad hole. Yeah. I'm going to leave it alone. Just going to leave it alone. Dang, man, that's crazy. That had to have been the hole where we broke that bolt and extracted it. I can't remember if it was or not. That's weird though. I'll have to watch the film back. I don't remember hearing that click. But it's fried. It's definitely fried. Damn it. And then I stuck this old bolt in there, which had clean threads. I showed that. And stuck it in here. And I still had the torque wrench set at 22, and I probably got 90 degrees into it, and I felt that it got soft. Other than that setback, we got everything else this evening we said we were going to do accomplished. We got the coils bolted on to the brackets. Got the brackets bolted onto the valve covers flawlessly. We didn't have any issues with that. We are missing one coil, that broken one. I'm going to get with John. Told me a little secret that junkyards like to sell these coils dirt cheap. And I'd rather pay $5 for one than 55, because a coil is one of them things. It either works or it don't. So got the block painted up. We see now how much of that shows. None of that, you can't see like none of this. And think, if you're looking from the engine bay, if we were standing over the front clip, we'd barely see, we wouldn't have seen none of that down there that I repainted. But you would see this, so that's cool. I'm glad I did that. And then you would see this, so that was a good move, covering that up. Got our steamport put on, cleaned up a little bit. We're gonna go with this for now. I got my injector holes plugged back up. For some reason, dude, all that like fluid that was built up in here has been leaking. And yeah, so we're gonna give that some more time to dry out. You guys, I'm a pretty optimistic guy. The world is damn near in shambles right now. It's looking grim. The best thing I can suggest to everyone is just live day by day. You know, if you're a religious person, maintain your faith, keep your faith, do your prayers or whatever it is that you do. Keep your head up, guys. I'm telling you, a smile goes a long way. It keeps a lot of people going, and it flips a switch for a lot of people. If they're having a bad day and they see somebody else smile at them, 9 times out of 10, even if they don't smile back, it makes them feel a little better. So just be positive, guys, through this time. And I feel that we're going to bounce back. That's my opinion. I feel like we'll bounce right back. America's pretty strong. We've done this several times in our history, so I feel like we're more than capable of bumping back up to glory and getting the economy booming and getting everybody took care of. So as for Matty X builds this evening, we're done. And as promised, guys, this is the last engine build video you will see until we get this sucker dropped in here. I mean, I'm done. That's the most I want to put on it before I put it back in here, because the accessory drive and all that I can bolt on once that's in here. So that's it. The next series of wiring, and I'm going to do it in a series. I did the engine build in a series, and I'm going to go ahead and do the wiring in a series. Well, I said it right there. I'm going to do the wiring next. It's going to take a while. I hope it only takes me a week or two. If I get in here almost every night after work and spend a couple solid weekends, I should be able to get it tackled. There's not a whole lot I got to do. I think there's a couple connectors from the 95 harness that I got to splice into the 99 harness. And other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It could be a lot easier. I would only have to connect 3 wires to get power to the new PCM. But I want it to look cleaner than that, and I don't want to leave this old harness here. So it's going to take me a little extra time, but it'll look a lot cleaner. So stay tuned for that. And other than that, that's it for me, guys. Keep your head up. Smile, even if you don't want to. And stay tuned for the next one. Peace.